Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to another match reaction. We pick up all 3 points away to Bournemouth. Maybe not the most convincing of wins, maybe not the most convincing of performances, but a win is a win. 3 points, 1 point behind Liverpool yet again, who do not play this weekend. They play the Carabao Cup final instead. So games in hand no longer, thank the gods, because it confuses me, to be honest. I'm so glad we don't have any more, but if you do me a massive favour before I get underway, please leave a like on this video, it'd be massively appreciated, and subscribe if you are new. We've just hit 7k, we're on the road to 10k, big 10k. Big goal for us. Of course, support on this channel recently has been massively appreciated, and of course, hotline in the description, there is a membership link if you want to support the channel further. But I'll move on to the game. Of course, we covered it in more detail in a late night live stream, myself and Hugh, so if you want a bit of an extended breakdown of the game and, you know, the reaction to the reaction, I suppose. Most of the talk was about the general overreaction of, you know, again, not a great performance, but 3 points, people were losing their minds. So, again, if you want a deeper breakdown, go and watch that live stream back on playback. But for now, of course, if you want a shorter summary, I will be going over more of the game's events on here and less about the reaction online. I may touch on that in this video. But in terms of the game, I mean, I thought everybody to a man played at the very minimum okay. The very minimum, if I'm being harsh. I think everyone had quite a good game. Individually, it's just as a team, we struggled to really, you know, see it out and be ourselves for the last sort of half an hour. I think the substitutions didn't help. I'll throw up my player ratings on screen just straight away, just so you can see, you know, get a gauge for where I'm thinking with this. I don't think anybody was particularly bad. I think the 7s across the board for the front three, simply because we're just not taking enough of our chances recently. We know that, everybody knows that. You know, but that's fine. That's fine. I trust them enough to click. I trust Haaland enough to click. I don't get the overreaction to his performances. Yes, he had a few chances today. Yes, he had loads against Chelsea and he missed. But I said on the stream, and I'll say it here again, in the last couple of weeks, he's won us 6 points. Got 2 goals against Everton, a goal against Brentford. 6 points. We were facing down the barrel of 2-0-0s and he bails us out with goals, so the overreaction is ridiculous. He's still got it. He will still stick goals away in big moments. I have no doubt. And today he's involved in the goal. He doesn't get a goal. Gets taken off with about 25 minutes to go, something along those lines, for Alvarez, who I thought looked a bit more comfortable in the number 9 role, which is something that I've been saying for a few weeks now, that his midfield role, he's just not cut out for it. He needs to move back to familiar territory. Pep did that, and it worked. It worked out really well. In terms of the rest of the front three, Bernardo, you know, you get your standard 7 out of 10 from him. Nunes, I thought, showed flashes again. Flashes. I think he's become a victim of Pep roulette a little bit. He sort of plays a game, goes a couple of games without playing, and then he plays again, and he's playing different positions. Sometimes he's in the 10. Today he was out on the left wing. Sometimes as an 8. We know he was going to struggle in his first season here, because that's just what, you know, Pep signings do. They take a season to acclimatise, but I think it's not being helped by the lack of opportunities and also the constant shifting around of position. But I thought we saw glimpses. Put his dribbling ability to good use on the left today. Tried to create a few things, didn't really work out. I've never seen him play off the left in my life. So from my perspective, it's new to him. Unless he has played off the left before, and in that case you can let me know if he has done, but I've never seen it, so I don't know, maybe that's something that they've worked on in training and why he's not played recently. I have seen a few suggestions that, you know, that has been something that may have been a possibility, that, you know, because he hasn't played too many times, it's because they're trying to get him in this new position, new role. I don't know. I don't really buy it. I think Pep just kind of puts players anywhere and anywhere, and I mean, it worked to our benefit. You see there, Foden with the man of the match for me. He's just so good in that central area. I don't know why there's so many questions in Pep's mind on whether to play him there or not. He's clearly so much better. The team performs so much better. We're so much more fluid. He gets a hold of the game. Everything that we do currently has Phil Foden in the middle of it. middle of absolutely everything. When he's allowed this roaming role, when he's allowed to move into space, link up with other players, drop deep, go wide, do whatever he wants, we just look so much better. He's the centerpiece to everything good that we do at the moment. So I don't want him taken out of that role. Even when Kevin De Bruyne comes back, you need to find a way to get them both in the team. It's as simple as that, whether that means Nunes playing out wide, whether that means, I don't know, playing Kyle Walker, another high-flying fullback. I don't know. I don't care. Phil Foden has to be in central areas from now on. That has proven to work this season when we talk about maybe not being consistent and maybe not being convincing. A lot of that boils down to we're trying so many different, tactical shapes and, players in certain positions that we haven't settled on a team. We haven't settled on a first 11. You look last season, you could name the starting 11 for that treble winning side. You could name what we were going to do, and you still couldn't stop it. This season, it's been all over the place so far, which is standard for this point. Normally, Pep is still trying to figure out what works and experimenting this earlier in the season, but it is around this time that he settles on an 11 and settles on a system and doesn't really deviate from that in the bigger games. And we've got big games coming up. The Derby, Anfield, keep going on about this run. So Phil Foden, you've got to find a way to get him in the middle of the park. As for the rest of the team, you see 8, a couple of 9s in there. That's the main standout from this game for me, is the defensive side of the ball. Kovacic was outstanding today. Rodri, you know what you're going to get from him. That entire defence, solid, rock solid. We kept Bournemouth at bay. They didn't have anything too clear cut. I believe they had a header at the end of the game, which was pretty close. Edison saved one pretty much off the line. Made a couple of good saves in that game. That's why he gets a 9. And Stones, for me, I think he got City's man of the match. Absolutely everywhere on the pitch, whether it be flying down the left wing, flying down the right wing. He was in the box. He was at the byline. He was defending well. Yeah, it's just a complete performance, defensive performance. It's sort of been one way or the other. You've looked at this team and, at the start of the season, it was very much, why are we conceding so many goals, letting teams off the hook? You look at that run of sort of Tottenham draw, Chelsea draw, Palace draw, Aston Villa loss. It was just leaking goals that we shouldn't have been leaking, but we were sticking chances away. We scored 4 against Chelsea. So that was sort of the issue, was the defensive side of things, and now it's flipped on its head. I think most people would agree that we're defending well, a couple of clean sheets in a row, a couple of 1-0s, keeping the scores down, but we're just not scoring enough goals. But I have enough confidence in this team and in this manager that it'll just click, and we'll find something that works, and we'll find, the complete package that we've been missing this season. And I think it's overall patience. I get people have standards. I get people want to win things. I want to win things. But at the end of the day, who better in world football to get you these things than Pep Guardiola? You got to trust him. You got to trust the board with their signings. You got to trust the players that we have to perform. And I do. I trust all of these things. I believe that we've signed good players. I believe that we have the best manager in world football. And we are still in the hunt for the Premier League title race. The discourse has been absolutely mental. You'd assume that we were out of the title race, even though we've just won 1-0. It's mental. Well, I'll park it there. If you want a more detailed breakdown, then go and watch the live stream that we did last night, me and Hugh. There's a whole 45 minutes at the start of that stream dedicated to the outcries on social media and the performance. So if you want something a little longer, it's always there. If you do me a massive favour on your way out of this video, please leave a like, massively appreciated, and subscribe if you are new. Turn your notification bells on so you don't miss the late night live streams. Should be one in and around once we've played Luton in the Cup. That is the plan. And of course, there is a membership link in the top line in the description if you want to support the channel further. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you for Luton in the FA Cup.